Good day, sir. I am Joel Arneta, and together with my group mates, Muhammad Amilul, Justine Calyao, and Nurfa Albani, we will be reporting entitled The Retraction of Rizal. So we get the two sides of the story, Cuerpo Vigilancia and Father Vicente Balaguer and Rafael Palma. But before we start our report, we just want to apologize first if we might share any wrong informations because everything we're going to discuss is just based on what we read on the internet and in the books. Because even as we don't know the truth of what happened in Dr. Rizal's retraction, it is a hot debate by scholars and historians, even until nowadays, as a matter if he did retract or he did not retract before his execution. There were accounts providing that Dr. Rizal did retract and accounts that he did not retract at all. We get the two versions of the eyewitness, Father Vicente Balaguer and Federico Moreno, or Cuerpo de Vigilancia. So to start with, what is retraction? So a public statement made about an earlier that withdraws, cancels, refutes, or reverses the original statement of cease and desist from publishing the original statement.
So what was the retraction all about? Dr. Rizal was arrested, tried, and sentenced to death by a Spanish court-martial after being implicated as a leader of the Philippine Revolution on December 30, 1896. Accounts exist that Rizal allegedly retracted his Masonic ideals and his writing converted to Catholicism following several hours of the persuasion by the Jesuit. A few hours before he was shot, Rizal signed a document stating that he was a Catholic and retracted all his writing against the church, and the document were as the retraction. Moreover, Rizal's retraction letter was discovered by Father Manuel Garcia, CM, in 1935 at the Catholic Hierarchy Archive in Manila. The letter dated December 29, 1896. So as we can see in the picture, this is the handwritten of Dr. Rizal's retraction, and it is dated on December 29, 1896 in Manila. So as we can see in this picture, this is a translation in English, the retraction of Rizal. So nakasulat po dito, I declare myself a Catholic in this religion in which I was born and educated. I wish to live and die. At mababasa po natin dito na binawi niya po lahat ng sinabi niya against Catholic and against Spaniard. And this is dated on December 29, 1896 in Manila.
The report of Moreno Nap, manuscript A6, Doc 1, presents another eyewitness account of what transpired in Rizal prison cell before the executed. It contains several details that could be used for and against the claim that Rizal's return to the Catholic fold and renounced Masonry. Ang mga dokumento ng mga espiyang Espanyol na tinatawag na Cuerpo de Vigilancia, matatagpuan ang ulat na sinulat sa araw ng kamatayan ni Rizal, ni Federico Moreno, na nagkukwento ng pahayag sa kanya ng isang ahente ng Cuerpo de Vigilancia, isang bantay sa selda ng Rizal. Sa makatuwid, isang additional independent eyewitness account. Ito yung first statement na sinulat ni Federico Moreno, at ito ang mga nakasulat. 7:50 yesterday morning, Jose Rizal entered death row accompanied by his counsel Senor Tabel de Andrade and the suit priest Jose Villaclara. At the urgings of the former and moments after entering, he was served a light breakfast, and approximately 9, the assistant of the plaza, Senor Maure, asked Rizal if he wanted anything. He replied that at the moment he only wanted a prayer book which was brought to him shortly by Father March. Senor Andrade left death row at 10, and Rizal spoke for a long while with the Jesuit fathers, March and Villaclara, regarding religious matters. It appears that these two presented him with a prepared retraction of his life and deeds that he refused to sign. They argued about the matter until 12:30 when Rizal ate some poached egg and a little chicken. Afterwards, he asked to leave to right and wrong for a long time by himself. 3 in the afternoon, Father March entered the chapel at Rizal, handed him with the handwritten. Immediately, the chief of the firing squad, Senor Del Fresno, at the assistant at the plaza, Senor Maure, were informed. They entered death row and together with Rizal signed the document that the accused had written. It seems this was the retraction. So at 5 this morning of the 30th, the lover of Rizal arrived at the prison dressed in mourning. Only the farmer entered the chapel, followed by a military chaplain whose name I cannot ascertain, donning his formal clothes and aided by soldier and of the artillery. The nuptials of Rizal and the woman who had been his lover were performed at the point of death in the articulo mortis, after embracing himself, flooded with tears. Again next, with Norpa Albano.
Dila Imitasyon di Cristo, ito ang mismong kopya na ibinigay ni Rizal kay Josephine Bracken sa kanyang huling pagbisita. Dito sa araw ng kanyang kamatayan, isinulat niya dito, "To my dear and happy wife, Josephine, December 30th, 1896, Jose Rizal." Sa kanyang huling bilin sa pamilya na hindi na nila natanggap hanggang noong 1953, ang sulat ay naging bahagi ng donasyon ng Spanish Foreign Minister Alberto Martinez Artao y Alvarez sa pamahalaang Pilipinas.
Suffer the moon to keep watch tranquil and swave over me. Suffer the dawn its flying lights to release. Suffer the wind to lament in murmurous and grave manner. And should a bird drip down and alight on my cruise, suffer the bird to intone its canticle of peace. When my grave is wholly unremembered and unlocated, no cruise upon it, no stone the plain, let the side be cracked by the plough and cracked by speed, and let my ashes before they vanish to nothing, as dust be formed a part of your carpet again. Ibig sabihin nito, ilibing niyo ako sa lupa, lagyan niyo ng pananang bato at krus ang aking pangalan, araw ng kapanganakan at ng kamatayan. Wala nang iba, kung pagkatapos ay nais niyong bakuran ang aking puntod, maaari niyong gawin. Wala nang anibersaryo, mas mabuti kung sa paang bundok, kaawaan niyo si Josephine. Sa kanyang huling tula, binanggit din ni Rizal ang panandang krus sa kanyang libingan ng 2 beses. Kung titingnan ito, si Rizal ay nais na mabigyan ng isang Kristiyanong libing. Sa matuwid, namatay na isang Kristiyanong Katoliko. Kaya naman, sa liwanag na dala ng mga bagong labas, mga dokumento at mga bagong interpretasyon, maring ang si Jose Rizal ay nag-retract. Liban sa tinawag niyang wife o asawa, dito si Josephine na maaaring magpatungkol sa pagiging legal ng kanilang kasal. Ang mismong aklat na ibinigay niya sa huling babaeng kanyang minahal ay isang aklat ukol sa paggaya sa landas ni Kristo. Namatay siyang Kristiyano. Maaaring ang totoo ang retraction. May dahilan kung bakit na isinulat ang dokumento.
According to Moreno's report, contains details that are not consistent with Father Balaguer. Then, according to Father Balaguer, he and Father Villaclara arrived in Rizal's prison cell around 10 o'clock in the morning on December 29, 1896. He mentioned in his letter in affidavit that their encounter with Rizal started with a discussion of some articles of Catholic faith. They debated on issues such as the supremacy of faith over reason and the dogmatic differences that divided Catholics and Protestants. They explained to him that they could not administer the sacraments he needed without him signing a retraction letter and making a profession of faith. The two Jesuits left Rizal's prison around lunchtime, with Rizal still undecided over whether to sign the retraction letter or not. The Jesuits went straight to the Archbishop's palace and informed their superiors of what had transpired during their first meeting with Rizal. Father Balaguer and Villaclara returned to Rizal around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and tried until sunset to persuade him to recant. They were still not able to convince him to sign the retraction document. Their third meeting with Rizal took place at 10 o'clock that night, and it was during this meeting that they showed Rizal the 2 retraction templates Father P had given them.
according to Father Balaguer, Rizal found the first template unacceptable because it was too long and its language and style were not reflective of his personality. So, Father Balaguer withdrew it and offered the shorter one. Rizal did not sign it right away because he was uncomfortable with the statement. So next is I abominate as a society reprobated by the church, and the last is the next is I abominate the enemy of the church, reprobated by the same church, Kavana 1956. So Rizal wanted to emphasize that Philippine Mansuri was not was not hostile to Catholicism, and that Mansuri in London did not require its members to renounce their faith. So the Jesuits, or the Jesuits allowed Rizal to revise the retraction template, and his final version read. So after making other minor change to the draft, Rizal together with Senor Fresno, chef of the Picat, and Senor adjutant of the plaza, signed the retraction letter before midnight. So after which Father Balaguer handed it over to Father Pai, who in turn submitted into Archbishop Bernardino Nazal.
So on the other hand, Rafael Palma, a prominent Mason, disputed the veracity of the document of the alleged retraction because it did not reflect Rizal's true character and beliefs. He regarded the resurrected retraction story as a pious fraud, where according to his analysis, the retraction of Rizal was hearsay with the following reasons. So first, the documents of retraction were kept secret so that no one except the authorities was able to see it that time. Secondly, when the family of Rizal asked for the original copy of the document as well as a certificate of canonical marriage with Josephine Bracken, both petitions were denied. Then third, Rizal's burial was kept secret in spite of what Rizal meant to the Filipinos and of what his conversion meant. No masses were said for his soul, a funeral held by Catholics. Notwithstanding that Rizal was reconciled with the church, he was not buried in the Catholic cemetery of Paco, but in the ground without any cross or stone to mark his grave. And in the entry in the book of burials of the interment of Rizal's body is not made on the page those buried on December 30, 1896. Instead, he was considered among persons died impenitent with no spiritual aid. Then lastly, there was no moral motive for the conversion. To conclude whether or not was Rizal retracted, the researchers believe that the retraction document was more of Rizal's taking a moral courage to recognize his mistakes. Perhaps it may be true that he retracted and reverted to his faith, but this does not diminish Rizal's stature as a great hero with such greatness. As mentioned, the documentary entitled Ang Bayaning Third World by Joel Torres' impersonation of Rizal told the time travelers that whether he retracted or not, it does not change what he has already done and what his writing have already achieved. Furthermore, former Senator Jose Jokno once stated, "Surely whether Rizal died as a Catholic or apostate, adds or detracts nothing from his greatness as a Filipino, Catholics or Mason, Rizal is still Rizal, the hero who courted death to prove to those who deny our patriotism that we know how to die for our duty and our beliefs." And thank you for listening.